2 minutes down before the top of the hour. Now over to Elizabeth. Hey, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Brian. Well, being a girl is about to become optional for future Girl Scouts. Listen to this. The organization will now accept boys if they consider themselves to be a girl, bringing the transgender debate right into the forefront there. So is this just another far-left move from that group? Joining us now is Penny Nance, President and CEO of Concerned Women for America. Penny, thanks for being with us here. What does this say to you with the latest Girl Scouts move?
You know, the Girl Scouts, here we go again. You know, they've been lurching to the left, Elizabeth, since the 1970s. Unfortunately, they took God out of the pledge. They hold up feminist icons to their girls as heroes, people like Betty Friedan and Wendy Davis, on and on and on. I have good friends whose daughters are in Girl Scout, but it makes it harder and harder for them to stay. And now with this latest move, they're no longer Girl Scouts. They're just Scouts, and that's fine if they want to rebrand, but it raises all kinds of complications and questions for parents, volunteer parents who are involved. How are they supposed to manage this? How are they supposed to protect their own children's privacy? It's very complicated and very difficult.
You know, I'm looking at the numbers here. Between 2003 and 2014, membership in the Girl Scouts has dropped by 1 million. That's roughly 27%, and this could be, as you indicated, a reason why. But let me ask you, does this start when a child considers themselves to no longer be a boy, or is it when the school recognizes it? Because there's says this: if the child is recognized by the family and school community as a girl and lives culturally as a girl, then the Girl Scouts as an organization, they can serve her in a setting that is both emotionally and physically safe. Does that satisfy you if it's gone through the rings of church and school and family that they are now considering this boy to be a girl? Should the Girl Scouts then do the same?
How does this work? I mean, I really don't understand. Honestly, you have, you know, this is really not about the children, right? This is about adults who don't really want there to be genders in society. They don't believe there's two genders. In fact, when I was prepping for this, I realized I counted, and they count about 20 genders, and one of them is asexual. So that means depending on the day how you feel. So how are we going to manage this? About, you know, if it were really about the kids, anyone that's sane would not think throwing a little boy who's confused, who's dealing with some hard issues, into a tent with middle school girls, which, by the way, there's whole books written about how brutal they can be, is a good idea. And we're seeing this, by the way, Elizabeth, you might know, in public schools all over the country. In Virginia, where I live, we just had a real situation where they sent a little 14-year-old girl into a locker room to change with boys. Like, we're not sure how this is all going to work out. We've got to love these kids, and we got to love these parents who are dealing with gender dysphoria, but we shouldn't lose our minds.
You know, it's interesting when you think about just the support or lack thereof that's around these institutions here. Girl Scouts no longer requiring you to be a girl right there. Penny Nance, thank you for joining us today. Now this coming